So we had some NBA players returning with Ben Simmons, Jamal Murray, and Kawhi Leonard making their comebacks tonight in the NBA preseason, which was very good to see. And I just want to quickly talk about it from what I saw, what my thoughts are about it. Just want to get it out there since it was pretty interesting. Even though it's a preseason game, it was kinda it felt very weird, you know. For example, the Brooklyn game, it was really sharp. Both teams were pretty sharp, except for Brooklyn on passing. But at the same time, it was one of the sharpest preseason games I've ever watched, at least. And it was interesting to see that Ben, was handling a lot of the ball. They were pushing transition very well, very fastly. He was passing from the post. Obviously, there was not enough chemistry so far, and they were making some horrible turnovers, and they were playing very fast and were very disconnected sometimes. Uh, but it was very nice to see that Ben was out there, was contributing. Still, yeah, man, he appears to still have a block. He couldn't hit the free throws. He had that one fadeaway that just was all backboard, and yeah, it was a little ugly, obviously, but I think it's a good sign. My question mark about Brooklyn is still that is some shit gonna happen, and will they be able to get over it? Because I'm not sure, and the defense will obviously be a big question mark. Because when you think about it, they have Ben, who is pretty good defender. Then they have Royce O'Neal, who is a pretty good defender. I mean, Ben is a great defender, but right now, as he didn't play, as he's ramping up, he's a good defender. KD is a good defender when he wants to, but does he want to? Since I've not seen him play that great of a defense since back when he was on the Warriors the first year. Kyrie is not the best defender, no matter how much he tries. But when he tries, he's okay. And then it's just shooters who are not good defenders. So how will that look like? That's my question mark going forward. But at the same time, right now it was just good to see. Tyrese Maxey was fucking awesome for Philly. Um, it was fun. Now we move on to Denver, where Jamal Murray was back. First time, I don't know how long it's been for him, but he got injured against us, the Warriors, and he looked sharp on the offensive end. He obviously was a little lost on defense, but we're just not gonna count defense right now since it's preseason. There was some preseason rust for everyone in the Denver OKC game, but when he came back in the second quarter, he looked very sharp on offense. He hit two three-pointers, were very very classic Jamal Murray. Then one step back or sidestep was especially just felt like the bubble, and that was so great to see. Michael Porter Jr. was also back, obviously, and he obviously and he made some shots. He looks healthy. That everyone so far looked healthy. They just looked like they were actually healthy and not rushed back, which makes sense since they all had so much time off and they were all ready to play by themselves, and they all just feel right. Hopefully, they are able to stay healthy. Hopefully, they don't hit any other injuries because no one wants to see that, and hopefully they don't have any mental blocks coming from those injuries. We know that Ben Simmons does have them, but will Jamal Murray have some mental blocks? There were some speculation last year that he could play, but he didn't want to because he still wasn't mentally ready for it. We'll see. We'll see how it affects Jamal Murray in the long term. 25 games into the season. As for the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard, he looked just like Kawhi. He was hunting mismatches as soon as possible. He was hunting those mid-range shots against Anthony Simons. He looks sharp, obviously. The Clippers, one of the title favorites. Kawhi is back, healthy, more take, you might say. And he just looks like Kawhi. Just like KD when he came back from the Achilles injury. Kawhi looks like Kawhi. It will be a matter of time how much rest he needs, how much games will he play in the regular season, and if they are, cautious about his minutes early on, since he was cleared to play 5-on-5 not too long ago. I don't think it was more than 2 weeks ago. So there are some questions, obviously. There will need to be answers still about Kawhi Leonard, but it looks very good. And as for one final guy who I don't have on the thumbnail or on the is Dame Lillard, who was also back after dealing with those. I think he had some problem with his ribs that were bothering him even at the Olympics back then. Then he played regular season like 20 games last year and was just not good at all for his standards. And then he was shut down for the rest of the season. And now he's back. He looks healthy. He looks like Dame Lillard. It's so beautiful to see that those long-term injuries don't appear to do that much nowadays with modern medicine. The only question mark are the mental blocks. Are Can you get over the mental things of injuries? That's the biggest thing for me, for everyone. Just like in life, how it's easier to recover when you're sick, obviously, but when you're sick in the head, or however you want to say it, when you just have a mental block for something, it's so much harder to recover because sometimes you don't even know how or why is it bothering you, or how do you get over it. It's just, for everyone it's different. Everyone has a different learning curve about their mental. So that will be interesting to see throughout the season if there are any mental problems for those guys with injuries, how much they will load manage. We'll see. But all good signs early on, except maybe for Ben, who's, looked the most rusty or still a little shaky. But all of them look healthy. That's the most important part, and hopefully they'll stay healthy and be able to show us what they got. Yeah, so that will wrap it up.